Well, here we are at the end of December on the Gershom Hobby Farm. Time for the annual news wrap-up for the year of 2021. Oh, wait a minute. This script sounds wrong. I mean, we shouldn't be doing the 2021 wrap-up on December 31st. This belongs on Purim. There, that's better. More into Purim. And one of the things I noticed when I started making this video was that Purim this year falls on St. Patrick's Day. Okay, they're completely different holidays. They have completely different traditions, except they both have one thing in common, and that's drinking, which brings us to the first video clip. It seems that Larry Kudlow of Fox News read a report on the impact of the meat industry on climate change, and well, he just sort of went off the deep end with a rant and rave that ended like this.
So get ready. You can throw back a plant-based beer with your grilled Brussels sprouts and wave your American flag. Call it July 4th green.
Plant-based beer? As far as I know, this beer is plant-based. I mean, all beer is plant-based. This is made from grain and hops and yeast. Then again, maybe Larry Kudlow has been watching a little bit too much Star Trek.
I guess you shouldn't have drunk that fala nectar.
You insisted I try it.
The Nar Shaddan consider it a delicacy. To refuse would have insulted them.
I didn't hear you insisting that Commander Chakotay try it.
Commander Chakotay's a vegetarian.
It was made from meat?
More like a meat byproduct.
I'm gonna be sick.
Well, here at the Vegan Purim Bar, you're not going to have to worry about any meat-based beverages. We have vegan beer that's made out of grain. And we have vegan whiskey that's also made out of grain. And here we have some vegan vodka. This is made out of corn that's grown right here in Minnesota. And we have some vegan wine that's made out of grapes. I guarantee you, no animals were harmed making these beverages. Although I have to admit, we did squash and ferment and otherwise abuse a bunch of grains and fruits. Anyway, l'chaim. Well, it seems that Larry Kudlow was not the only person concerned about solutions to climate change. Representative Louis Gohmert came up with a rather, shall we say, original idea. And so I give you the Gohmert Lunar Orbit Adjustment Program.
Is there anything that the National Forest Service or BLM can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, that would have profound effects on our climate.
Yeah, that would have a big effect on our climate, especially if something went wrong and you lost control of the moon. You remember the last time a great big giant rock came smashing into the Earth? Just go ask the dinosaurs. Moving right along, I'm sure you all remember January 6, 2021, when we all watched riots at the U.S. Capitol building. Well, it seems that the ex-president of the United States was living in another dimension, another reality, because this is the way that he described what was going on there.
The love in the air, I've never seen anything like it. They have hundreds of hours of tape, and they're not releasing the tape. They ought to release the tape to see what really happened. But there was also a love fest between the police, the Capitol Police, and the people that walked down to the Capitol.
Oh, a love fest. Oh, man. And to think that I missed Woodstock, D.C. Oh, well, then again, maybe he was just high on something, and whatever it was, it sure as heck wasn't plant-based beer. As it turned out, not long after that, they did release some footage. So let's take a look at that love fest that the ex-president claimed was taking place.
Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya.
For my next video clip, I'm going to have to change costumes again because not only is this one going to be far out, it's way out there. Yes, folks, welcome to the tinfoil planet, where we are going to look at something that's really out of this world. Wait a minute. What was that? The logo on my shirt is backwards. Well, that's what happens when you go beaming around the universe. Sometimes you don't get put back together right. It could be worse.
Great beasties, what's happened to his head?
It's on backwards.
This is terrible.
Anyway, I'm going to start with something that's actually a legitimate scientific thing that somebody posted on Facebook. In March 2021, Chris Levitin took this photo and had this to say. This is pretty amazing. A divine geometric symbol for you from the other night right off my telescope to my camera and to your eyes. No Photoshop, and I still can't explain it. Not sure I need it explained to me. Everything is as it should be. Now, most people would say that that is probably a reflection from the lenses inside of his telescope. Beautiful, but maybe not that much of a mystery. On the other hand, if a certain congresswoman were to see that, she would have a completely different explanation. Yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene actually implied that there was a conspiracy to have Jewish space lasers starting fires in California. Now, to be fair, she did not actually use the phrase Jewish space lasers, but she named the Rothschilds and a bunch of other Jews, and, well, those are the dog whistles everybody knows. However, I hate to tell her that Mel Brooks already told the world about Jews in space.
The Jews are in space. We're zooming along, protecting the Hebrew race. The Jews are in space. If trouble appears, we'll put it right back in its place.
And we come back around to December once again, beginning with an ex-president who seems to think he won a war that doesn't exist. Yes, indeed, folks, Donald Trump won the war on Christmas.
And when I started campaigning, this was in 2015, when I started campaigning, I said, you're going to say Merry Christmas again. And now people are saying it, but America loves Christmas.
Yeah.
And whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, whether you're Jewish, everyone loves Christmas.
No, everybody doesn't love Christmas. Some of us just tolerate it. But let Trump have his victory in a war that never happened. After all, he has to claim victory in something. He screwed up so many things. And I'll tell you, nobody ever stopped saying Merry Christmas. If I had $1 for every time somebody said Merry Christmas to me, I'd be a millionaire.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Anyway, he wasn't the only one trying to goy-splain what the various holidays mean. You will all recall the flaming Christmas tree outside of Fox News. And here you see the Fox News team trying to explain what a Christmas tree stands for.
To Ainsley's earlier point, who sets a Christmas tree on fire?
It's a tree that unites us,
that brings us together. It's about the Christmas spirit. It is about the holiday season. It's about Jesus. It's about Hanukkah. It is about everything that we stand for as a country.
It represents Jesus. It represents Hanukkah. Why don't we throw in a Thanksgiving turkey and a 4th of July flag and roll it all in together? No, it doesn't represent Hanukkah, especially since this year Hanukkah came really early. It was long before the Christmas tree incident. Well, I would say that Stephen Colbert, he summed it up best.
Ainsley, I'm going to go out on a burning limb and say this is not about Hanukkah. If it was, the fire would have looked like this.